Hi, alright. Welcome back to the show. It's the Tuesday show still. So that wasn't the only thing that happened over the weekend. I don't know if you have seen this, but there's also this NorCal Fight Club thing going on.
Right.
Have you heard about it? The exact name is like, it's just like something that's very long.
NorCal Fight Club Ultra or something like that. So.
Yeah. Anyway. Basically what it is a round robin of Street Fighter players in NorCal, and they have a really good lineup.
So I mean, so it's invite, huh?
It was an invite thing.
Okay,
Yeah,
so it's
exactly.
invite only, just kind of like a round robin, just a fun thing for NorCal players to play against each other, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
And it's been really cool. So the players are Ricky Ortiz, Julio, Huda Man, Kelvin, BJ Unchained, LPN, Crack Fiend, Ramin, Nima,
Who are the twin brothers, by the way. Yeah.
indeed, Nando, El Cubano Loco, Dirty Paws, aka Chemo, Crizzle, and Filipino Champ.
Sort of.
Right, yeah, exactly. So, you have to play everybody, right? So
everyone says there's a small echo. Interesting. You guys still hear an echo right now? Are you guys still hearing an echo? Are you guys still hearing an echo? Alright, let's see if there's anyone still hearing any echoes. But yeah, let's just keep going. Well, after you finish chewing your
Okay.
In-N-Out fry.
So you have to play everybody. And so far, after one, Ricky Ortiz was undefeated. Actually,
Okay.
after both, he's undefeated. He hasn't lost yet.
right.
So nobody's beaten him in this thing.
Okay.
But Filipino Champ, kind of at the other end of things, he was using Dalsum. So basically, you have your character locked. You pick one or two characters, and then you're stuck with one of those two. So F-Champ was Dalsum and Yun, but I think he only played Dalsum.
Okay.
And he pretty much got ran through because there's, bad matchups in there, and his character's not great.
I thought he just never showed up or something
No, the
like
first
that.
one he was there. The first one he was there.
Okay.
But he left partway through.
Okay.
He didn't finish the whole thing,
Okay.
is what I heard.
Okay.
So for this one, if you look at the results after two, Ricky Ortiz is in first place. He's plus 59.
Right.
Okay, that's games over the 2 weeks.
Right.
Julio is second place. Huda Man third place. Kelvin fourth, who's playing Hugo, by the way. But F Champ is minus 63. They weren't doing it, so I'm unsure what to do about that. Also, something we have to inquire about for sure.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, I really enjoy watching. It's really high
cool.
quality stuff. All those players are really good. They've all had success in the past. It's awesome to me to watch Kelvin play Hugo. It's very interesting to see like kind of the little bit of differences that every Hugo player has. His is a little bit different style. It's really cool to see Chemo in there.
Dude, I'm sad he's not doing that well right now.
Yeah, it's funny. Like each time I've seen him play, he does like really well for a couple of games on stream anyway. And then for the other, it's first to three.
Okay.
Each like thing. So he does really well for like 2 games in that set, but for the other 3, he just like is not doing the combos right. He's like screwing up the execution. He's like going in a little bit too hard. So it's weird. I don't know. He has these games where he's awesome, and these games where.
I mean, that's the way it works, though. I mean, a lot of times, this even happens in professional sports, like athletic sports, A-sports, I should say, call it, right? So, like, even, like, in basketball, you'll see all the teams with the bad records. They'll always compete for 3 quarters, and then all of a sudden, the 4th quarter, they just, like, suck, right? It's just about knowing how to close things down. So you can do stuff really great, but if you don't have that proper mindset to close it out, that's always a huge problem, and maybe that's where one of his weaknesses lie.
It's not that might be right, but it's not necessarily that he wins the first 2 and then loses the next 3. It's like in those games,
I see what
2 of those games, somewhere in a set,
right.
he does really well.
Gotcha.
But anyway, the character variety is awesome, so I recommend checking it out. It's on I Play Winner. It's going to be a few more weeks.
Is it every Saturday or?
I don't know how long they're doing it for, to be honest.
Okay, or was it Sunday? I always forget.
Man, I've watched both of them, and I actually don't recall.
It just happens on the weekend.
Yeah.
Sometime. 16 is a Saturday. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, cool,
Yeah.
cool. But it usually happens pretty late at night, though, right?
Is it late? I don't even remember. I watched this thing. I don't know what I'm talking about. Seriously. I watched
No
that.
concept.
Yeah, no.
No concept
Friday,
of time.
Friday at 7:30.
Friday. Oh, okay. Okay, cool. There you go.
How was I watching on Friday? Dude, I don't know. Something happened in like the time. I don't know what happened.
Dude, there's like some
freaking
time warp or something that you are unaware of.
Man,
okay.
I don't know what the deal is.
Okay.
But,
yeah,
all right.
definitely check that out.
Yeah, I recommend checking it out.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really fun thing. It's the kind of thing that I hope to see more often.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we in SoCal we did sort of similar things with specialists back in the day and stuff like that, but you don't see it very often. It's something I'd like to see more places do.
It's basically like a Topanga thing.
It's like
they're
Topanga,
doing, right? Except they're just not doing 1st to 7s and like Topanga did. So
yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's talk next about Canada Cup news.
Yes, that's right. So Canada Cup Master Series was supposed to happen in November. And that was going to be the 4 returning Canada Cup champions versus 4 other qualifiers. And they were going to play each other like Topanga in 1st to 7 matches, I believe it was. And it was supposed to last all weekend. And it was going to be pretty crazy, actually.
Sounds awesome.
It was going to be round robin. So it was going to be a really cool event. Unfortunately, at some point, all of a sudden, Lapchi tweeted out that it was going to be canceled. And then he tweeted out that it wasn't canceled. So basically, the situation is this, right? It actually turns out Topanga, as we were talking about, is going to do their stuff at around the same time. And so a lot of the Japanese players just couldn't get to both events. So obviously they're in Japan and it's Topanga, so they're going to do that. So that was going to hurt Canada Cup's event. So like Daigo wouldn't be able to make it out even though he was a former champion, right? So that's kind of what made Lapchi consider it canceled. But then I guess they decided to keep it going, and I think this is largely due to a lot of the other Canada Cup staff trying to, help run this thing. They are going to keep a tournament in November, but It is going to just be a small Canada tournament.
Regular tournament sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they're still going to run that event. And the Masters Cup that they wanted to do is going to still happen, but they're moving it, I believe, into January, but it's going to be sometime in the beginning of 2015 instead. So they are still going to keep trying to do a bunch of events, and we'll see how that goes. So hopefully the Master Cup stuff happens in January or February.
I had heard that they were attempting to negotiate the dates with Topanga, and they weren't happy that Topanga put it at the same time.
Right.
That's what I heard. I don't know if that's accurate, but that's it's a rumor. Maybe you can speak to that. Do you know anything about that?
No, I mean, look, most events are planned far ahead of time. And so a lot of times when events do get conflicting, it is annoying because it happens, but people have to announce them late and stuff like that. But venue booking has to happen early.
Yeah.
So even a lot of the previous MLG conflicts and stuff like that, I'm sure they weren't like, I'm going to step on this event or whatever like that. These kind of things just happen, unfortunately. So I'm sure there was no real intention of anyone trying to step on each other's events. So at least I hope not.
I hope honestly, not too.
I mean, usually I always try to look at the bright side of things, and I'm always very optimistic. So
it was supposed to be, like you said, a similar sort of thing where they bring top players. It's round robin. It was going to be a pay-per-view kind of thing. So it's unfortunate at the least that the dates were like they were. So I hope that's it.
Okay, cool.
Okay, enough of that.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely keep track of them. Canada Cup Gaming, I believe, on Twitter. Check them out, follow them so you can keep up to date with everything that's going on.
And that's one of the coolest events.
Yeah, Lapchi is an awesome dude.
Absolutely.
He's a really cool guy. He does so much for the fighting game community because he loves it. Yeah. And the guy has... I've talked about this. He spent so much money on the fighting game community, and then people stole money from his roommate.
That makes me so mad. For his sake, I almost hope that it doesn't happen anymore because I don't want to bleed him. I feel bad.
Right.
But at the same time, I don't know if it's his money. Okay. Yeah. I certainly hope that it ends up becoming a self-sustaining thing in the future.
Okay.
Anyway, let's move on to another event.
Sure. Yeah. So there's another event that's actually coming up, and this is the Art of Fighting tournament. And this is going to be the second year that it's taking place, and it's going to occur in New Mexico. So this is Albuquerque, New Mexico. They're going to be taking place at the Metropolis Comic Art Gallery for a 3-day event. It's going to be, I think it's a combination art show and tournament. And the thing that makes this very very special is that it is a charity event as well. All the proceeds go to, I believe, let me see if I can find this information. Yeah, so it's for the March of Dimes and Save Babies Through Screening Foundation. The charities are advocates for children and families affected by congenital heart disease. And it's one of the most common birth defects, occurring in nearly 1 out of every 100 newborns. And I believe the person who runs this event, you know, has his own child suffered from this.
Yeah.
And so that's why he's throwing this event, trying to raise money for this charity. It's a great cause. It's taking place on, begins Friday, September 26th, and will be taking a place across that weekend.
Yeah, so we wanted to highlight this because it's kind of an unusual tournament for, you know, compared to most of the ones that we talk about. It's like James said, it's for charity. It's for a great cause. You know, the guy behind it, you know, has a very personal investment in kind of making sure that there's more funding for this sort of stuff. It's also in New Mexico, which is an area that we don't talk about very often. You know, early in our like show's history, we tried to talk about more scenes. Like, you tried to kind of spread around the info. We haven't done that too often lately, but I love the chance to bring up a tournament in Albuquerque. I don't know how big the scene is there, but he said it went off last year. It's free to attend, and that they did pretty well for themselves.
Yeah, they said that last year they raised about $4,000, and I think they're gearing for, like, they would like to try to get, I think, over 10,000 this year for the charity. They're
going to have a bunch of quite well-known artists in that art gallery, including Skullgirls, Alex Hayat.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Sarah, and let's see, comic artists as well, and people from Udon. And a lot of stuff going on, looks like. We have this doc in front of us.
Right. They also have some players confirmed already. Justin apparently is going. Ricky Ortiz is going.
That's good.
And also Angelic is going to be there. Broken Tears Angelic.
Yeah, so. I hope that Arizona shows up well.
Oh, yeah, I got to imagine they will.
I would hope so.
Well, I don't know. I don't want to be that guy who assumes.
It's a drive. I mean, it's not. No, for sure. It's like them coming to a SoCal tournament, more or less. Maybe even a little farther now I think about it.
Okay.
But, yeah, hopefully they do.
Yeah, so definitely very, very cool thing. Check them out on Twitter. It's twitter.com/AOFABG. And you can also check out their Facebook, which is facebook.com, same thing, /AOFABG. Is it G or Q? I want to make sure I get this right. Oh, I think it might be Q because it's Albuquerque here. Yes, it is Q. AOFABQ.
Okay, well, we'll definitely have the links on the YouTube version.
Yeah, sorry. It's a link, so it's underlined, so I can't see the bottom of the G or the Q. So
it's English, man.
AOFABQ. Yes, okay. Thank you, Team Choot, for getting that there. So,
all right.
Okay.
Then, kind of last organization thing or event thing. Is Wednesday Night Fights, which restarts.
Right. Yes. This week in a soft grand opening. I don't think this arcade is quite ready yet for prime time for opening to business, but it is set up enough that they are going to do. They're going to start Wednesday Night Fights tomorrow, and they're going to do the run back on Thursday. And there's a lot of really cool stuff going on in there.
Yeah.
For example, they're going to be running everything on PC.
Yeah, so Street Fighter's going to be on PC.
Yeah,
Right.
And so is Yatagarasu.
That's right.
So is that? I guess that's going to be on Wednesday then, huh? That would make sense if they did both PC games.
That would make sense, yeah.
Yeah. So Yatagarasu, in its current form right now, is going to be also at one of the two events. I know at the run back they were putting in Under Night In-Birth Exe Late, so they are including Unil in there. So that is awesome. So, yeah.
So we're going to go on Wednesday. You know, we both have been playing a lot of Under Night, and it would be awesome to go on Thursday. But I mean, I think you're right. Like, we should be there when it's the first one.
Yeah.
People expect us there for Street Fighter.
I want to go back. I want to be there when it starts up again because I'm excited about it. I think this is going to be super cool. I'm like super happy. I mean, I feel bad for Watson. I mean, if you've been following along in his blog and all this other stuff, I mean, it's just been like curse after curse, things that he orders arriving in like 2 pieces and stuff like that. Lots of little things like that happening, but it's all coming together. And like there was like even one period of time, I believe, that they were the original grand opening. Someone actually planned their vacation to come out from Utah to visit that day. And so it wasn't grand opening, but they let him like play on stream and hang out. They took him all out to dinner, and they did all this stuff for him and everything. I mean, he was out there for a lot of things. He had his other friends there too, but Watson and them definitely took the time to like tour them around and all this other stuff. So Watson even helped him get like discounted tickets to Disneyland and stuff like that. Yeah, so it was really cool. Good. Yeah, it's really cool. So
we probably should have mentioned this at the start, but it's because Super Arcade has been renovating itself. Since before Evo, right? That's when it started. Or was it right after Evo?
Technically, right after Evo.
Right after.
Okay. Yeah, basically they played all the way up until like that Friday before Evo,
and then it closed. And then
he drove up, brought a bunch of the machines. They provided the little arcade area to play. And
since the whole last month they've been renovating it. So we're all very excited to see how it looks.
Yeah,
I'm really interested to see it.
I've seen pictures of the bathroom. The bathroom
I've seen pictures.
Looks much nicer now.
Indeed.
Just a little better.
A little better, yeah.
A little better.
I wish that we could go for Under Night on Thursday, but I mean, we really just can't make it out twice in a week, man.
We could go twice, but jeez. If we want to kill ourselves, we can do it. Yeah. So. Okay, but so we'll be starting back up again. Of course, that's going to be on twitch.tv/leveluplive. So definitely check that out again. Lots of cool stuff. New games in the mix. Yatagrasu and Under Night In-Birth. So super exciting. Can't wait to check that out.
Happy that they put those in.
Yep.
All right, let's take another break.
Yep, sure, no problem.
Okay, we'll talk about like Smash and Under Night and stuff next.
Okay.
Okay, hey, welcome back to the show. So, Under Night In-Birth Exe Late. We've been talking about this ad nauseum.
Yeah.
But right now we're only playing it because we have the Japanese PSN store version, the digital version, and other people in the US have imported it, the actual physical disc. Those are the only 2 ways to play it if you're outside of Japan right now.
Right.
But it's going to be coming to North America.
Yes, they have announced it. It's available for pre-order even on Amazon right now.
That's right.
Amazon has it listed for March 31st, 2015. So it's still a while, still a ways to go.
Right.
God, that's a long time to wait.
It is a long time, yeah. And I saw a tweet from somebody saying, like, they're not sure if they want to pre-order it, they really want to play the game, but they're not sure whether the game will still be kind of in competition at the time because so much else is coming out.
Right.
Persona, BlazBlue, Guilty, all that stuff is coming out, new stuff. So, that was that guy's point, but I really think it will be. I really think it will be. It's getting great numbers at a lot of events. It's coming up to Wednesday Night Fights now. It did great last week at NLBC in New York.
And I've seen a lot of people saying that when they watched it, that they enjoyed it a lot more watching that game than they have a lot of other, the Air Dashers or Arxis or anime games, whatever you want to call them.
It's not exactly like those games.
Because every one of those begins with A, right? Yeah. It's called A games. But, I wonder if it has anything to do with the fact that there's no high jumping, no one ever scrolls off the screen.
I think it's more approachable if you don't know it already, just to watch. People sometimes say that Street Fighter is more easily viewed if you don't know fighting games very well than a game maybe like BlazBlue. As much as I like BlazBlue, it's very busy, and same with Marvel. It's very busy. If you don't know what's going on, it's hard to follow. But Under Night has you're like one character against one. You're pretty much not flying around that much. Combos are manageable.
And it follows a lot of the same rules that Street Fighter does. Not a lot of air blocking and such, unless you use the shields and everything. But I don't know. I feel like the pacing of it is also very readable as well, because the characters really aren't like this giant cornucopia of options like a lot of other games, right? So for example, I mean, I use Nanase, right? And so she's really just throw a fireball and like chase it kind of a character, right? And so you kind of see that game plan, and it's not like she's like jumping here and then let's use gimmick B, let's use gimmick C, let's use gimmick D, you know. So it's a very straightforward fighting game, and I like that. So
I love it. So I expect it. I hope, I should say, maybe not expect, but I certainly hope that it'll be still played.
Yeah, I would even recommend to everybody just to pre-order it.
Yeah.
Like, just pre-order it, even if you don't, even like a month beforehand, if you don't plan on buying it, you can cancel it. So you might as well pre-order it, right? I mean, especially from a site like Amazon, because you can cancel stuff like the day before it ships and everything. And the other cool thing now, too, and look, I know Amazon is a sponsor of Capcom Pro Tour and everything, but I genuinely love Amazon to death, okay? I talk about them all the time.
True.
Like, the best thing about Amazon, honestly, it's good to pre-order stuff ahead of time because the price fluctuates on the pre-order. And if it ever drops, you're automatically guaranteed to get the lowest price when you pre-order. Yeah. So if you pre-order something at $40 and at some point it drops to $34.99, when it ships, you'll see refund $4.99.
No way.
Yeah, it does that. So there's no reason not to pre-order it right now.
I did not know that. That sounds awesome. Yeah, I'm certainly going to pre-order it, even though I have a Japanese version. It's just something that I want to support. You know, And I did the same thing with BlazBlue, and it's, I mean, even though I have the menu translations for BlazBlue, and I do now for Under Night, it's just way easier for me to just get the English version and know exactly what I'm doing without having to memorize it.
Okay.
Okay. Look at that.
Definitely looking forward to it. Hopefully people will still be playing by March.
Yeah, and again, I'll post that link in the YouTube version, and I just posted it in the chat.
Yeah, and yeah, that's absolutely true. You don't pay anything until it ships.
Right.
You're not giving them any money until it ships. So literally, there's no harm in pre-ordering something early on. Like, there's just is.
Show your sport then, right? Support it. Okay, so other news.
Yes.
Rumor time.
Rumor time, yes.
With respect to the new Smash game.
So apparently the rumors are that ESRB got a copy because they have to rate it or whatever like that, and someone there tweeted out pictures that they took or whatever like that. But let's face it, Smash is like the easiest rumor bait game humanly possible, right?
I know. So. Everybody wants to see every character in there. And it's not terribly hard to make these character portraits. Like, they're not super complicated, right? Here, let me post in chat this thing, the link, and again I'll put that in the YouTube version. So some of the characters that show up in this.
Yeah. So I mean,
the Duck Hunt dog,
Duck Hunt dog, and the duck,
apparently they're both in there.
But that's in the rumor list. But that would be so. The first thing I thought, as soon as I saw that, was that, so in that thing, Rob is also in there too. Has Rob even been confirmed for this yet or not? I don't even know.
I don't think so.
Because if Rob and Duck Hunt are in it, I don't know how many people even remember this, but the very first Nintendo Entertainment System that you could buy, you could only buy it when it came with Gyromite and Rob and Duck Hunt.
Yeah.
So those were the two original games. So if they somehow get both of them into this game, that is so sick. That is so... Because, I mean, look, the reason why I love when Smash Brothers pulls a lot of these characters into the game is because they don't just put in... Like, they could have just put in Pac-Man and said, look, here's Pac-Man. He fights. But they're like, you know what? We're doing this total love letter to Namco. Galaga references, Rally X references, Pac-Land references, Super Pac-Man references, like everything. And so I'm like super hyped for, you know, what they could do with Duck Hunt and stuff. Sorry, I'm like going off.
No, dude, I totally agree with you. So in these leaks, returning characters are including who have not yet been officially announced. Wario, Game & Watch, Ganondorf, Falco, Jigglypuff, Rob, Ness, and Dr. Mario. Yeah, who's my dude?
See, Dr. Mario is the weird one.
Dr. Mario.
Because they don't have a lot of clones in this one, right?
Yeah, right.
So it would be interesting if they put him in there.
But also in the rumor list is Bowser Jr.
Yeah.
I don't know if he'll play like Bowser or if maybe it'll be like a Toon Link situation, but I don't know. Hopefully they'll be different. Hopefully Dr. Mario will be different from Mario.
Yeah, and then also a long-rumored character is going to be the Xenoblade Chronicles Shulk. I mean, that one a lot of people have been suspicious about because at one point in time, Nintendo was like, hey, we're announcing a new character, and then it got retweeted by the company that makes Xenoblade.
No way.
And so everyone was like, oh, so they're going to announce Shulk is going to be in there. And I'm wondering if Nintendo was crap, you shouldn't have done that. That made it too obvious. So they changed the announcement to other characters. And so they're going to save it. I don't know.
That's some sleuthing right there. So clearly the one... Go
ahead.
I mean, the one to be excited for most is the Duck Hunt.
Dude,
Come on. Dude. There are like so many good possibilities with that.
I kept thinking, so a lot of people didn't know this, even though it clearly stated it in the instruction booklet. When you played one duck mode, the second player could control the duck. You could actually move the duck around the screen and try to make it dodge the other person.
Either I didn't know that or I don't remember it now. It's one of those two.
But yes, if you because everyone always played two ducks, right? Because then it was 3 shots for 2 ducks.
I don't even remember.
But when you played one duck mode, I mean, the person using the duck, it was bad because it was so hard to control. Okay. You were a sitting duck, basically, right? And dude, I think it would be so funny if you picked Duck Hunt, you actually controlled the duck, barely could control it, but when you hit like buttons to attack, it was just gunshots would appear on the screen and keep missing it, and you could shoot other people with the gunshots. Dude, that would be hilarious.
Interesting.
That would be so funny. So basically, you just try to run away from the duck while he just tries to shoot you like that. So,
I saw one guy on Twitter propose that you could send out ducks and then shoot them and they would fall vertically, and so they would be like controlling all this vertical space, you know?
And then, of course, Final Smash, everyone wants either, someone said an 8-bit swarm of ducks. I said that the dog should just disappear and his face should just appear like on the TV screen, and he should just laugh at you and everyone should just blow up and die instantly.
Those are good ones. I mean, I like the idea of just making it like Duck Hunt. Like, you're shooting them.
Dude, yeah, okay.
I think that's actually already somebody's Final Smash.
It's kind of like
I think it's Snake. Is it Snakes?
Yeah, when he shoots the grenades, but the grenades take a while to get there.
Yeah, that's true.
So if it just shot instantly, yeah. But yeah.
So hopefully some of these happen.
Dude, someone asked if I was old enough to play Gyromite. Look, Greggy3. Not only was I old enough to play Gyromite, I beat Gyromite both A mode and B mode 100% legit using the robot. I did not cheat. I 100% used the robot and beat every stage. That was not easy, but it was really damn fun. So for those people who don't know how to play, basically the robot had stuff that pressed buttons and you just put the second player controller in there, and so it would push A and B for you to do things. The robot would hit A and B for you.
Was it helpful stuff?
Yeah, so basically, if wherever you walked around, there were 2 colored pipes. Red and... I'm totally doing a history lesson here.
Go for it.
Red and blue colored pipes. And you use your character to walk around and they would get in your way. When you hit one of the A button, I believe that was red or blue. One of the buttons was for 1. You would hit it and the pipe would drop. And then let go, it would come back up. And so you drop. And so if you drop the other one, you could get past both. So basically you had to maneuver the whole thing and make pipes go up and down so you can get in there. The trick of this was that there was bad guys fighting you, and Rob only had 1 hand, and he could hold a top in his hand. So you would hit select and issue commands. The screen would flash a certain sequence and Rob would react. So it'd be like you'd hit up and he'd move his arm up. You'd hit right and he'd move right. And he would go and he would hold the top above the button, and then you hit down and he would push the button so you could get through the pipe, right? Now it got tricky because occasionally, what if you had red and blue pipes in your way and you needed to go past both of them? What do you do now? What do you do now? The reason why the game was called Gyromite is because there was another thing on the other side that you would move the top over there, drop it in, and make Rob open his arms, and the thing would start spinning. And then you would pick it up, go here, put it on the button, let go, and it stayed on the button because it was spinning. So you could grab a second top, go over there, hit the second button down, get through, quickly put it back before the top stopped spinning and toppled off.
Man, if that's anything as complicated as it sounds, it was not easy to beat.
Dude, it was awesome. But most people beat the game by just grabbing the second controller and hitting A and B themselves.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because that's all you had to do. But see, I beat it in true fashion.
Okay, well, congrats to you.
Fashion.
Well, I played Rob in Brawl, so I'd be pretty excited to see him.
And in fact, I actually have my Rob downstairs. I actually wanted to put him in a box
that'd be
like
sick,
this.
yeah.
And he's in like super good condition too.
Nice.
My Rob is in super good condition.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Well, all those rumors sound awesome to me. Like, if that was the cast for real, I would be very excited.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's nobody I'd be mad about.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard.
Dude, Dr. Mario, come on.
It's impossible for Nintendo to put characters in there that people would get mad about practically.
Yeah, right.
Unless they added like 90 Pokemon and like had nothing else.
Okay, yeah.
Right.
But if they continue to add, some those returning ones, if they add the Duck Hunt character, Bowser Jr., whatever, like those are all great choices. Happy about all of those.
Yeah, cool.
Dr. Mario.
Dr. Mario, and you call him Mario too, huh? Is that intentional instead of Mario? Is there some inside joke with this, or?
There's basically just an inside joke between me and my brothers who don't watch this. So I don't know why I'm bothering.
Nobody we know watches this.
I don't know why I'm bothering with that.
Oh man. Because
Yeah,
you call them Mario and then you say Dr. Mario all the time.
Yeah, it's
so,
Mario and Dr. Mario.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, nobody we don't watch this. I'm pretty sure my girlfriend has never watched.
Well, given
the
fact that she kept calling during the show.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think she was watching. So. Unless she was watching and just being like...
Yeah, I know, yeah, well, that's possible for sure.
So...
Anyway.
Okay, any other topics you want to talk about?
I don't really know what else to talk about.
Alright, chat, if you guys have any other topics you want us to talk about, let us know. Otherwise, I guess we'll take a quick break and then send us questions to UltraChenTV at UltraChenTV on Twitter, and we will answer some of your questions. So,
Sounds good.
We'll be right back, guys.